and your team for having me here today. We're excited to share MLB Advanced Media's story about what we do online in regards to online media buying and how RTB has transformed some of those initiatives. First off, I hope we have some baseball fans here. Yeah, White Sox, nice. All right. First, I'm going to start off, obviously, we all deal with numbers on a daily basis, data, all that fun stuff. So I have two numbers up here, just to kind of kick things off. Any takers for what these numbers mean? I didn't think so. So first on the left is 25. It's the bombing high temp for today here in New York City. And it's supposed to be, at least I did it the other day, so I probably should have put it down a little lower. And 19 is the number of days, actually, till pitchers and catchers report to spring training. And thought I'd put them up here just to show that kind of the synergy of the two different numbers in the sense that spring is near. So I know it's cold outside, but we're getting closer to pitchers and catchers. And for all of us that work in baseball, and hopefully all you fans, you're excited that that's coming about. Nice. I love it. We have a White Sox fan here. He's very energetic. So to kind of, before I kind of go into the case study piece, I figured I'd give a quick little overview about MLB Advanced Media. And you'll hear me refer to us as BAM, also my initials, which is nice. But just as a quick overview, which Steve had quickly mentioned, we are the Internet and Interactive Media division of Major League Baseball. So we operate MLB.com as well as the 30-team websites. People come to our site for a number of different things: content, the 3 S's, stats, scores, and standings, videos, and more. Hopefully some of you guys in the room have our app, @Bat, which is the highest sports grossing app. Let's see, we also, MLB.TV, especially for out-of-market fans, so Miss White Sox fan here, hopefully you're a subscriber of MLB.TV, where we serve out-of-market games to millions of fans. And as well as we're also the official one-stop shop for team merchandise as well as tickets. And today I'm going to basically focus on the ticketing side. And as Steve mentioned, my background is with the New York Mets. I spent 6.5 years there. And when I started here at BAM 4 years ago, basically my role is to oversee marketing initiatives to help drive online ticket sales. And more recently, kind of got into the whole mix, which many of you are in the room here are also involved with on the buy side. So as I said, we're going to focus on the ticketing side. So 30 teams plus BAM equals ticket sales. So because BAM oversees all the interactive media rights for baseball, the 30 teams work together with us on these initiatives. So basically, on what kind of comes through my desk on a daily basis is, we review the creative, we basically help determine, how we could better improve their strategies. And as you can see, as all these initiatives come through our door, we're constantly tasked with, what can we do to help all these campaigns perform better? And then help the clubs execute them in their local market. So some quick goals and objectives is that we're trying to drive more traffic to our team sites. As I mentioned, driving more online ticket sales. We want to gain new customers, increase our return on ad spend, and improve strategies and findings along the way. So as we're doing this, I think most of us in the room that are on the marketing brand advertising side, you're constantly faced with the holy grail. We want to get the right message to the right person at the right time in the right place. And of course, while we're doing that for the lowest cost with the highest return. So not an easy challenge, something that probably keeps many of us up at night. And here today, basically, I'm going to share some key challenges specific to BAM and regarding how we're doing this for driving online ticket sales, specifically through RTB. So some challenges along the way is that we have 30 teams in different markets, different price points, different promotions. Obviously, team performance plays a lot of results from either a campaign and or just ticket sales in general. So we're obviously have competition with the secondary ticket market, as well as just other things to do in each market, whether it's going to other live events or just things in general to do. So kind of couple that with all the constant changes of what's going on in the digital advertising space, it's a challenge. And it's ultimately difficult to find a one-size-fits-all approach because of all these items listed here. But of course, with challenges, there does come an opportunity. And luckily, RTB, in the past, I would say, year and a half or two, that we've started capitalizing on it, has provided an opportunity for us to move beyond a one-size-fits-all approach to targeting. So this is basically a repeat of the slide two slides ago, but basically how RTB has helped us change the game. So the right message, as many of you know, there's different solutions out there, specifically with dynamic creative. We're not going to specifically focus on that in this presentation, but that helps us with the ability to serve and deliver better messages to individuals. The right person, this is primarily where we'll focus for this case study. When the scale of the exchanges is paired with impression-level targeting, it becomes possible to reach very granular individuals, as opposed to reaching the opposed baseball fan of men 18 to 34. We're able to use RTB to reach more folks from an individual level. Time. Day parting specifically is important, for the ticket sales side, and also some stuff that we do with our MLB.TV subscription product. So it's basically trying to understand when to serve these impressions to the right people. And then place. Similarly, you can understand the true value of an ad placement in context, but don't forget that traditionally context was proxy for audience. So instead of just buying impressions at mass scale and across the web, we're trying to really find them based on the individual. And taking all these into account, some impressions are worth more than others. So CPM buying used to be something done across broad buckets of inventory, but now value can be assigned to each individual impression, therefore driving greater efficiency and effectiveness. So with all of this came clear opportunities for us to really start considering this and testing and trying these options. So instead of targeting a mass scale, we want to target the highest value individuals versus the general audience. We want to eliminate wasted impressions and save money on the cost and higher return. And with this real-time actionable data, transparency to value each individual impression. Again, this was ultimately about moving beyond a one-size-fits-all approach with our marketing. So basically, as we did this, we were capitalizing on the RTB opportunity. And as you know, the RTB is basically a technology standard and provides an opportunity. But as you're trying to determine what to do, we have a plethora of vendors and options and service providers. But it still requires the right approach to take advantage of this opportunity. So what I'm going to talk about in the next couple of slides is what we determine as a good fit to try and test, and what we've seen has proven successful for us. So traditionally, people targeted based on assumption. So for us in baseball, you could assume, again, men 18 to 34. Basically just not as targeted and whatnot. So traditionally, that's what we were doing. Now with RTB, we have the ability to hone in on this behavior and diversity of our fan base and use predictive modeling. We started with predictive models of actual converting fans based on their media consumption behavior along the path to purchase. So here you'll see how on the left it's just assuming, where on the right it's all about modeling, trying to find specific folks who look like our customers. And this is all possible because RTB allows us to target with a high degree of granularity at mass scale. So real-time media needs real-time data. So we felt that this approach was a unique opportunity, and we decided to go with Quantcast, and some of you might be familiar with them. And a couple of things that stood out with us was their data set. Because of the popularity of Quantcast measurement services, they tag a plethora of different sites across the web, and they see every internet user online about 600 times per month, and about 500 billion consumption events per month through their measurement of customers. And when it comes to all this data, they deal with petabytes of data. I believe it's 20 petabytes a day, which, if anyone knows what a petabyte is, I didn't until very recently. It's a lot of data. So if you're trying to find a solution that deals with all this RTB stuff, and also just that granularity, again, with those 30 different teams, different markets, unique fans, that's why we found that the data piece was important. We also decided to work with Quantcast because they could tie the models that they can build directly to bidding decisions. Their platform is plugged into all the major exchanges, and they're also able to apply algorithmic optimization to the right time, to the right place, which is ultimately that holy grail challenge that we're trying to accomplish. Let's see. So this is how we do it. Basically, as we start a campaign, again, we have 30 different teams. So when a team wants to run one of our campaigns, the first step what we do is tag the proper pages, specifically the conversion pages that are tied into the ticket partner. So we do that, and this allows Quantcast to model the media consumption patterns of actual fans and ticket buyers. If you think of a ticket buyer, you also have different types of tickets. You have your single game tickets, plans, packs, up to season ticket holders. And obviously, a person that buys a single game ticket versus a plan or season holder is a different person. So another reason why we found that this model really works for us, because we're able to really get that granular and go after those types of customers. So next in how kind of the process part, we use advanced predictive modeling through Quantcast that pattern matches these customers and ranks them against the entire US population, again tying back to the different tags that they have in place across the web. Then these likely prospects were then targeted across the web via RTB throughout their path to purchase. So again, really able to hone in on trying to find those fans out there and those ticket buyers that look like others. So the results, while this approach resonated as an effective way to capitalize on RTB, as there are many options out there, the results, especially for those in here that are based on the performance side, direct response, and for marketers out there, the proof is within the results. So in 2012, we figured for this case study, we figured it would be best, or I figured it would be best to kind of capitalize on the 2012 season since that just wrapped up. And we had 12 teams that worked with these campaigns. And on average, we saw a 19-to-1 return on ad spend, which can't complain about that on a given day. So we're excited about that. And obviously, each market that can vary a bit, but on average, it was 19-to-1. And what we also liked was that 57% of these conversions were happening within 48 hours. And I know, the constant debate of, view through and how much to count and whatnot. I think that number, helps us really believe that, we are serving these ads to the right people at the right time with the right message and getting them to come to our site to convert. And overall, this approach delivered more ticket buyers while consuming less of our total spend. As you can see here, Quantcast campaigns delivered 40% of campaign revenue with only 22% of media spending. It was also effective in finding new buyers. A main goal of ours is, we often think that hopefully people are just coming to our team sites and MLB.com when they want to purchase a ticket. So this really gave us an opportunity to go out there and find new buyers that have never purchased a ticket before. A tale of two teams. I kind of wanted to not necessarily hone in on individual teams, but these are real statistics from teams. And we look at Team A and Team B. They could be any of which of these 12 teams, but at the end of the day, you could see that the approach that we took for both teams was the same but unique at the same time, but at the end of the day delivered similar results. So you can see here, it may be, as you may imagine, it might be hard to target that it might be hard to target a generic profile of an MLB fan nationally. In this example, we'll look at Team A and Team B. These audiences are not vastly different, but we see that Team A is slightly older and less affluent. Looking at what these audiences are searching for online, we can begin to understand the complexities of being able to take advantage of every opportunity to reach these fans across the country with different seasonal considerations. So Team A fans, searching for their local movie theater, radio stations, and shopping. Team B fans are influential by seasonal events, including the MLB postseason, a baby panda exhibit at the local zoo, and a popular city marathon. But overall, as you could see, the results across the board were really strong, and taking these two teams, which, to be honest, were different types of markets altogether, one a postseason team, one not. So vastly different type of teams and markets, but at the end of the day, serving the similar results. Again, using both of these teams to show some more high-level results here. As much as there are uniqueness between two baseball teams, their markets and their fans, we discovered similar results from the modeling-based approach. As you'll see, both teams recorded over a 20-to-1 return on ad spend, generated over 40% of new buyers, again, an important stat from our perspective, as well as over 50% of the revenue generated from all their digital advertising campaigns happened with these Quantcast campaigns, and with just half their advertising spend. And just as a quick summary, obviously with an ever-changing industry, and I'm probably newer to this than a lot of you from the buy side. It's constantly changing, and we're able to focus on this as an opportunity to really do some testing, and it's proven itself. And we're excited about continuing to try other RTB platforms as we continue. And changing web behaviors and online fragmentation can create complexity, but seeing the benefits of RTB is definitely reassuring, and we're excited to continue to see how it advances, and hopefully we'll be a part of some of those new opportunities. I think that kind of sums it up. I'm not sure how much time we have. But
no, we have loads of time for questions. Does anyone have any questions of Barbara? Yep.
First, you have to state your fan affinity.
San Francisco Giants.
Nice. I just did a ballpark tour there 2 days ago.
Thanks for sharing. It's very interesting. I guess I'm curious as to if your budget for RTB is increasing, what's the source of funds? Is it from outside of digital, or is it from previous ad network budgets, or where?
It's a good question. It's a combination of things. Again, because it's 30 different teams, so it does vary. Some of it is shifting. Some of it is if you see performance, add some more. So it's definitely a combination, and kind of varies throughout the different markets and teams.
New York Mets.
Woo, nice.
Yeah, I grew up here. So, Howie Schwartz, Human Demand. Second time I'll ask a question about mobile today. Have you guys done any testing or any sort of summary stats? That was a great presentation, lots of detail. But was there any mobile in the mix in those stats, or any sort of summary on mobile?
It's another great question. Not in this particular. In these particular stats, we do have mobile ticket purchase flows available for all clubs. So we definitely. That's kind of in the queue, and we're trying to do more and more on the mobile side, and hopefully being able to take advantage of some RTB opportunities with all that. But this particular, the overall numbers comparatively showed mobile, but the actual case study with Quantcast did not.
Joe Mandisi, MediaPost. I grew up in the Bronx, but it was during the Miracle Mets era, so I'd say the Mets. Giving new meaning to the term Moneyball, that was a great presentation. What I wanted to know is how are you applying any hyperlocal aspects that tie, audience targeting to the, the affinities of the fans? How are you using social media to inform that? In other words, how do you know where to heavy up locally?
Yeah, we're basically trying and testing everything. So of course, social. We have a huge. I probably should have put that on the slide 3 as part of just the overall MLB Advanced Media scope. But we do work with all 30 teams on all their social initiatives as well. So we're taking advantage of all that, and then on the advertising kind of social side, testing the waters there as well. But I think the reason why I showed this kind of case study would be probably because it's been one of our strongest results, specifically on the RTB side. But I think we're definitely at the phase of just continue to try things and see what sticks, and do more of it once you find what sticks.
Barbara, I know you mentioned that you weren't going to necessarily dynamic creative feature it here, but would you mention what kind of dynamic creative you were engaged in, and if you were doing any testing with messaging to understand what was working and what wasn't working, and what kinds of localization or personalization really worked?
Sure. Well, we're hoping to test a bunch this upcoming season to get really down to that game by game granular level. So imagine you're buying, looking for a single game ticket, and really ultimately we'll use retargeting as an example for the RTB side of. You have interest in a Cubs-Mets game on July 3rd, and for whatever reason you abandon your cart, and we're going to start showing you ads that get down to that granular level. Some of us I know find that a little creepy, but we're interested to see if that honing in on that granular level really works. But we also have what we call kind of dynamic creative, in the sense that it taps into our internal ticket system. So we ultimately display upcoming games, upcoming series, upcoming, or even feature like lowest priced, or kind of a featured price type of game or series. And on the back end, we basically just that creative updates automatically, which is nice from a creative resource perspective. So again, continuously trying to try more and test more and see what works.
What kind of market intelligence are you getting that's helping you, if at all, better understand, especially on the prospecting side, that maybe discover through RTB and the discovery of these audiences? Is there information that's sort of going higher up into the funnel now, or helping to inform your other marketing efforts that you're getting out of these campaigns?
Actually, I would say yes, and specifically, we're gaining a lot of those insights actually with our campaigns that we're running through Quantcast because of that audience modeling that they can that they do on the back end and dealing with all those data sets. Again, 20 petabytes of data, but we're really finding out more insights as to where our ticket buyers, again tying it back to that conversion of where on the web they're spending time and where what things they're searching for and whatnot, and that as we look to expand and try other opportunities, we're really finding out and discovering where our fans are on the web, and that's where we want to be, is where they are.
Is that informing other pieces of your overall media buy? And I guess that's a leading question to what share of your spend is going into RTB now, and where does it sit within the larger picture of your overall display buy?
So the second part of the question is definitely foresee in 2013 it expanding likely exponentially from where it was in 2012. From the numbers shown before, majority of that was non-RTB. I would say majority of what we've been doing on the RTB side is through Quantcast, but we are continuously adding to it. So I would say that the numbers will, I don't really have a percentage per se, but is definitely going up.
Well, is it pulling money? Is it going to pull money from your direct buys?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Barbara McHugh, thank you very much.